EX3 comes to us at a really weird time. It's just before Christmas, and Bandai decide to release this set, but it is full of printing errors. Not only that, we've got a new mechanic, Evade, and there's just so many different weird rulings and such. Today we're going to cover just 3 of them across Examon, Dragon Linkz, and Trial of the 4 Dragons. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's jump into this interaction. For this interaction, I'm going to be using the full stack of Examon. As you can see here, we've got the entire stack. I'm not going to run through it as of right now, but we will stack it up quickly. We'll have the entire stack, and we'll put Sledramon underneath, thanks to Examon's effect. Now, when you're in the Examon stack, thanks to Sledramon, you are able to force your opponent to attack straight away at the beginning of their turn, basically. And to do that, you need to suspend something. Again, we'll use this card, for example. So we've suspended this and force our opponent, Parasaurmon, to attack us. So they swing into us. Your opponent gets to choose where they attack. However, Examon can then block and restand itself. That's basic, right? That's a 15,000 block. That's as expected. However, for example, if we are using the same scenario where we have the full stack of Examon, however we don't have the Dracomon in that gives us the additional 1,000 when we suspend, we force our opponent to attack, they attack with Alphamon or Ryukin, which is a 16,000 swing, right? Obviously then he's got everything in his sources, but we're just going with the base 16,000 swing here. You can block with Examon and he unsuspends himself, becoming a 16,000 blocker essentially. They would crash. However, Examon, thanks to Cordramon or Wingdramon, can evade by suspending himself again. Right, let's run through some quick Dragon Linkz stuff. So, let's say that we started with 2 Hinas out on field, your level 4, and your Memory Tamer just for parity stick. So, Memory Tamer puts us to 3, 2 more Hinas puts us to 5 for the turn. Whether that's important or not? Probably not at this point. However, our options are, first of all, obviously going into a level 5 is what we want to do. That's our main priority here, just to try and level up. So you have Jezerichmon, or what I call Logarithmmon, but that's not right. These are 2 very different cards, but still very powerful when you can get them out. Jezerichmon de-digivolves 1. Logarithmmon deletes a 5,000 or less. However, both will then let you play a Hina for free afterwards. So we're going to spend 3 memory to go into Jezerichmon and de-digivolve. We can then play a Hina we then obviously tap the Hina to be able to do that, because it's an on-play effect, but Hina allows us to use the on-play effect of these Digimon when suspended. We then play the Hina for free, basically refreshing that Hina, which is a very nice tip. We then go into our level 6s, which is Metallic Dramon or Volcanic Dramon. These are our 2 options here. Now, if we go into Volcanic Dramon and tap the Hina, we de-digivolve 1 of everything of our opponent, and then delete a playcost of 5 or less. You get to choose what playcost. However, once that's done, we can do that again. Same thing, de-digivolve and delete. If nothing is deleted though, your opponent then can't digivolve their unsuspended Digimon, which is massive for stopping a player doing their turn. Yes, they can swing first and then digivolve over, but that's them risking that potential rookie or even level 4 and just stopping them doing anything on their turn essentially. Now let's say we do the same scenario but we go into Volcanic Dramon instead. Volcanic Dramon, slightly different, however it's still a massive delete, the lowest DP Digimon on your opponent's side. We tap the Hina, we do that. We delete. We tap the Hina, we do that again, we delete. And by this time, obviously, it would be into your opponent's turn technically, but we're still activating effects. If nothing is deleted by Volcanic Dramon's on play when you tap the Hina effect, then your opponent cannot play 5,000 DP or less Digimon. That stops rookie searching, that stops anything, that stops them from setting up. Yes, they can digivolve into it. That's not a problem. but they cannot hard drop, therefore they cannot search, they cannot do anything really. They can't set up their board unless they just pass turn. Now if their board is wide already, there's not really any point, but getting the delete works. And then obviously next turn you just swing if they haven't deleted it, yada yada yada. Game's over, you win because you've deleted 1 security and then you're swinging for 2. Dragon Linkz, I like it. Now then, let us have a quick run through on the rulings of the Great Four Dragons. So, the very nice, quick and simple one is if you digivolve into Angel Woman or Vidramon, their effects, if you don't have a Trial of the Great Four Dragon option on the field, you may place one from your hand into your battle area. Now, the reason I emphasize the place is because you're placing it. You do not get the main draw 1, so you are not playing this card, nor would the Examon egg, if you're running that, nor would that prop. So for example, if you had the Examon in a stack, when you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, draw 1, you would not get that effect off of Angel Woman or Vidramon's place. This also applies for all of the other 3, not Goldramons, all of the other 3 on deletion effect, where if you do not have a Trial of the Great Four Dragon in your battle area, place one. It's always a good tip to know. Now, looking on top of this as well, Goldramon can digivolve obviously onto a level 5. You can then pull a card with Great Dragon back from your drop zone. This does include this option, because this option has 4 Great Dragon as a trait. You can pull that back from trash as well, along with any of the other 3 dragons, which are Megadramon, Zulongmon, and Magnadramon. They may be returned from your trash. I guess that's if you want to cycle, but honestly, worst case, you're going to want to return the option card. Now the reason I say that is because, as you know, Goldramons, when attacking, you may subtract 6000 DP from one of your opponent's Digimon, and if you return all 3 of the other dragons to the bottom of your deck in any order, your opponent trashes 2 security. That's very nice, because if it comes to it at the end of the game, you're swinging with Goldramon, you bot deck these 3, your opponent loses 2 security, you can potentially swing for game if they're on 1 or 2 security. If they don't have a blocker, they're screwed. Which is very, very nice. Now, as I mentioned, Goldramon's return effect is basically the same with Godflame as well. Godflame is a 5 cost option that allows you to minus 6000 DP from one of your opponent's Digimon, then return a 4 Great Dragons card from your trash to your hand. Does the exact same thing, and honestly, again, I suggest pulling back the option card, because you're going to want it more often than not. You kind of really want these 3 dragons to be in your trash unless something happens. For example, if you're wanting to survive a bit more, you might want to pull back the Magnadramon. And if you have a 4 Great Dragon in play, a Trial of the 4 Great Dragon in play, use it, minus 2 security attack off of your opponent's Digimon. It's a very, very nice combo, and I can't fault it. Honestly, all 3 of these dragons, even Goldramon, very strong during this set, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays in the next meta. Okay then, so those were 3 quick rules that I've found just coming across playing against friends, playing against locals and stuff like that have always come up and have always been questioned, so I thought I'd make a quick video to explain them. Now, like I said in the intro, there have been a lot of erratas during this set. Now, they do slightly affect the game, they slightly affect what you can take on searches and stuff like that, so let me know in the comments down below if you want to see me create videos about them, and I'll get stuff explained. For now, peace.